No, dude, but it's just my thing. I did like Christopher Lee. That's the name, Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Okay, I did like him in that series, but I don't think it was because of the direction. I think I liked him because of his natural charisma. He's been doing this shit
Yeah.
forever, you know.
Oh yeah,
So
he's a classically trained
yeah,
actor.
he's amazing.
I mean,
So
he was like, I'm not a huge fan of the movies, but I think he was pretty badass in Lord of the Rings.
yeah, I need to see the Lord of the Rings movies. I haven't seen them.
They are long as fuck, but
That's
I
what
do
I
want to
hear.
watch them again and get like a better grip because I don't remember. I binge watched them, and it was the extended edition, so all three movies blend together into one for me.
Oh, we'll make a fucking day out of it. Yeah, we'll watch the whole
Yeah,
fucking thing. We'll watch the whole
not the
trilogy.
extended cuts, please. I next time I watch it, I'm watching the theatrical
There are
version.
extended cuts.
Yes, Return of the King, the third one, is literally over 4 hours long if you watch the extended cut. It was like watching a TV show, I swear to God.
Oh my god, that's actually hilarious. We'll go act by act.
Like, dude, it was so
Wow.
fucking long. And then hearing about The Hobbit, that they took a book that was like, the book is so short,
Mm-hmm.
and they turned it into a trilogy. It sounds so bad.
No, people say it's horrible. Don't watch that, please. Don't do it.
Yeah, the Battle of the Five Armies, the last Hobbit movie,
Mm-hmm.
is based on 5 pages, and it is a 2.5 hour movie.
Fuck.
It is based on 5 pages of. I was like, "Are you joking?" I don't think I'm
Jesus
ever gonna watch the.
Christ.
I'll watch the fucking animated Hobbit movie from like 1972.
Yeah,
I'll
before I
watch that
watch
one.
that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know what The Hobbit was, man? It was just like, hey, Lord of the Rings, hot trilogy. People loved it. Let's make more money. That's all that was. Jesus Christ. And
Well,
they followed a
originally,
formula. What's up?
I actually watched a whole documentary on The Hobbit
What?
without watching the movies. But originally, it was supposed to just be one movie, maybe a two-parter, depending on how they were gonna do it. And it was gonna be made by Guillermo del Toro.
Hmm.
And I was like, that actually sounds fucking cool. It was gonna be they were gonna do the prequel thing where it was before Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy, like
Hmm.
keep it in the same universe. But then like it was just development hell because Warner Brothers wanted a trilogy, but the book wasn't long enough to make a trilogy out of, so Del Toro dropped out because his vision wasn't being realized. So they brought in Peter Jackson. They're like, yeah, you did a great job with Lord of the Rings. Can you do it again with The Hobbit? And he's like, I fucking guess. And they're like, okay, great. We're going to give you half the budget and half the time to make it happen. And so now it's just a ugly ass CG fest of a
Jesus
movie
Christ.
where Lord of the Rings is fucking praised for its set design and its makeup and all the fucking, the fun characters and the cool story.
The
The
time and
Hobbit has
attention.
none of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings pre-production took 3 years.
Fuck!
It took 3 years for pre-production, and then the actual production itself was over a year long because they filmed all three
Jesus!
movies back to back.
Fucking hell! Back to back?
So Lord of the Rings is a trilogy, but they filmed it as one movie.
Well, it was James Cameron, right?
Peter Jackson.
My
He
bad,
did
bad, bad.
the
Peter
2005
Jackson.
King Kong. Yeah.
I get them mixed up, but Peter Jackson at the time he was so fucking red hot. You know what I mean? So they gave him
Oh
all.
yeah. He
They
was
gave him everything.
hot, especially after Lord of the Rings. They're like, all right, you can do whatever fucking movie you want.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? And he's like, I want to remake King Kong. They gave him fucking King Kong. So, you know.
It made money. It may not have been the best quality wise, but it made a lot of fucking money, and I like
Oh
it.
yeah, no,
It's a good
it
movie.
made money, and I mean, I think now people have grown on it a lot more versus back when it came out.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
because when it came out, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just King Kong," and it's like, well, yeah, I don't know what you expected. Like, it's the
Yeah.
same story as the original King Kong.
There's definitely some cheesy depth to it. Like some of it was like a little too on the nose, but first of all, the effects really do hold up till now. I also like the performances, even though sometimes they were a bit cheesy as well. There's a perfect amount of camp to those scenes, you know.
Yeah,
And for me personally, I think it's a really fun watch. It's just a longer film, so people didn't really enjoy that. If they
yeah,
didn't enjoy that for a King Kong flip, people are expecting 3.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Um, but overall, it was a real fun time, and I mean, Jack Black pulled a really good performance here. I mean, he portrays his character perfectly, you know.
Yeah.
And Naomi Watts plays like a good final girl as well, you know. So overall, it was a really solid watch. It's not perfect, and it definitely has its flaws, but it's a really solid watch. I'd give it a solid 7. You know, I really would. Basically, because of how fucking excellent the set design was, and how crazy the effects were, and the attention to detail. There was a lot of that there too. So I'd say a solid 7.
See, that's what Peter Jackson did with fucking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and apparently those are 10s out of 10s. I haven't seen them. So.
There is a whole battle between two armies, and I think it's the second movie. All of it is practical.
Wow.
And one of the armies is orcs, bro. Not even humans. Like that shit is crazy.
Well, that's the thing, and that's how they make so much fucking cash. Is that there's so much attention to fucking detail, and the movie is timeless. You could watch it in 40 years, it would still feel like fresh. You know, I love it.
And it really helps that with King Kong and with Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson fucking loves the source material. You can tell. I watched a whole YouTube video talking about behind the scenes of his King Kong adaptation. Bro, he fucking loves the original movie. Like, to the point where there are details in the remake that you wouldn't even notice were in the original. Because for him, it's just like, it's one of those movies he's just ingrained it in his mind.
Oh, yeah.
And then you watch the movie and you're like, oh, that's a cool effect. But then for him, it's just like, yeah, it's actually like a version of an effect they did in the original that they took out of the movie because it looked kind of goofy or it was too scary. And you're like, what the fuck, man? Like, I wouldn't have known any of this shit.
Well, you see, that's the thing, and this trait of a director, it transfers to everybody in that industry. Whether you're a composer, you're a director, you're an actor, anything. If you love the material that you're working on, that passion will show through the screen. And it will make the audience feel that as well. That's what we do with our videos. Is that if we love making them, if we love editing them, recording them, all of that love, all of that passion gets pushed into the audience as well, and they feel that towards us directly, not just our material, but us directly because our brand is us. So. We como se dice, that level of love for the craft, what you're doing, the source material. If you genuinely feel that, the audience will feel that with you, and it's amazing. It's a transcendent kind of experience. It's amazing.